Dianna Hornez. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to be answering all of your real estate questions, and if you've got a question, please send it to me. I'm happy to help any way I can. I'm a broker in the Atlanta market, but I'm also an Air Force veteran. More importantly, I'm your homegirl. I've been in real estate just over a decade, and it has been a great, fulfilling experience. There have been many highs, there have also been many lows. Real estate is not hard, but it's not easy either. What drew me to real estate was one of my first real estate transactions in the state of Georgia. I was a single mom at the time, and I was finding a home for my girls and I was utilizing my GI Bill, but at the time I didn't really understand what it encompassed. And the realtor that I had, though she was great, she did not explain everything in the proper way to help me understand. So I wouldn't get embarrassed. What I ended up doing was just like smiling and nodding like, okay. Didn't quite understand the process. And it was something that just, I don't know, based on that experience, I wanted to be able to help folks and empower people when making a real estate purchase, because it's one of the biggest things that you can do. At the same time, people feel that real estate is easy to understand, but it's not. There are many details about real estate that can make or break a sale. You can lose thousands and thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars for some folks. And if you don't have someone who is educating you along the way to empower you, to help you understand, not at a high level and not necessarily at a low level either, but at the level that makes sense for you. So what I wanted to do in real estate was I wanted to make sure that I was empowering people, I was educating people, and letting them know along the process, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what it means, here are the repercussions of either situation, pros and cons. And it's just, to me, it was just more personal hand-holding. That is why I wanted to go into real estate. I wanted to help people. And I'm not a doctor, so I can't help people that way, but I found the best way that I could help people, and I just loved it. It's not hard, and there are days that really suck, but I love it, and it's fulfilling for me. So the biggest sale I've had year to date is, I want to say it was for $825,000. However, I was able to procure the other side. So it was a listing that I had, and I was able to get an unrepresented buyer. However, you can't serve two masters. So you have a client, you can't have a client and a client. So I had a client, and then I referred out to another agent who was really good. And then I also was able, because I referred that agent, I was able to get a referral fee from the agent. The buyer had representation, and I was able to represent my client and still benefit from both sides. One of the great things about real estate is, there's always a way to help people and help other realtors at the same time. So it's not whatever the public persona is, as realtors, we're just out for money. No, we're out to help people. And that's something that I want the public to understand, that real estate, there are some bad eggs in the business, but for the majority, there are professionals that really want to help, and they want to make sure that all parties are protected. So my interesting real estate story, I was showing a buyer a home, and she happened to bring her mother with her. And we first go into this home. I unlock the door, and I always let my clients go in first. I want them to see the home, and it's also for safety purposes. But I knew the buyer, so I always open the door, let them in, and as soon as I open the door, it's like a whoosh scent that just overcame us, and we're just like, wow, this is going to be an interesting house. And then after that, we're touring the home, and we get into the primary bedroom, and there was just something that wasn't right about the house other than the marriage smell. So we go in, and we're in the primary suite, and next thing you know, the bedroom, or the closet door is locked, and I couldn't open it, and my client was really big. She was very particular on the closet size. It had to be something for her and then a space for her husband. And I was like, well, shoot, this is the perfect home for you so far, minus a few cents here and there. And I look over and I see a way to pop open the door, which is what we did. And lo and behold, as the door is opening, I'm standing here, the buyer is standing there, and the mother's standing there. And it was a lot of with a lot of whips and chains and bondage and various apparatuses on full display, and we're talking wow. So that was a very interesting, the facial, just everything about their reactions was priceless, because I just opened the door and I'm like, oh my God. And then the mom, all she did was laugh and laugh, and then the daughter was just beside herself, blushing, and me, I'm just thinking, this is gold. But it's fun. So since the pandemic, the market has gotten a little crazy and gotten even crazier. So with the pandemic, the inventory was the biggest issue. There weren't enough houses and for the demand of the buyers with the very, very low interest rates. Well, now we've kind of, the pendulum is swinging the other way, and like a pendulum does, it goes really high this way, and then we come in the middle, and then next thing you know, it's that way. So we've been, a lot of folks don't realize that we have been in a seller's market for just over a decade. But when I got into the business in 2015, it was technically a seller's market, but there was still days on market that were, 120, almost a year. And when I would sign listing agreements, it would be for 6 to 9 months long. And then next thing you know, coronavirus happens, and 2020, all that was a shit show. And you would breathe that you might have a home for sale and you would get 30 offers. Now it's a little different. So sellers aren't used to this, so it's a lot of hand-holding, it's a lot of setting expectations, because they have, a lot of folks have very short-term memory, and they forget what a buyer's market is. I'm not going back to the full 2007-8, but 2010, 2011, those were very much buyer's markets. And with the current conditions, buyers are now having the availability to negotiate, and that's great for them. And it's a good real estate agent is going to set expectations for the seller, and they're going to be present, they're going to communicate, because communication is key. It doesn't matter what market we're in, as long as you're communicating with your clients, your buyers and your sellers, they are happy. It's the unknown when there's something changing and they don't know what's going on, that it creates problems, not just for them, but for you as well. And then they start to get doubts in you. So my recommendation to folks looking to get into the real estate market, make sure that you get a realtor who is a strong communicator and has a very good understanding of market shifts and how to pivot. So where I see the market heading is definitely into a more strategic buyer's market. Sellers, depending on what part of town you're in, what the inventory's like, you may have less days on market. By less days on market, you might be sitting for about a week or two. And you might have that key one that only lasts for so many days, 2 or 3 days, and you have 1 or 2, 3 offers, but you're not gonna get 35 different offers on your home anymore. The market, I feel, is gonna shift more towards a buyer's market, and interest rates, I feel, will dip, but not where folks are wanting them to dip. So the other thing with buyers is the expectation of 6% is the new normal. If you can get less than that because you have excellent credit and you're putting a lot of money down, awesome, even better. But right now, what I'm advising my buyers and helping them with long-term plans is letting them know, 6%, you might even dip into the 7 depending on your credit, but that's where I feel it's going. We're gonna go, like I said, the pendulum is swinging, and right now we're in this part of the pendulum where it's about to go. But when I say buyer's market, people have PTSD about that, and they're thinking, oh my God, it's a recession. I'm not talking that kind of a buyer's market, but there will be more inventory, and interest rates will do what they do, but 6% is the new norm. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Dianna Hornez, and I am a broker out of the Atlanta market, more specifically Cherokee County, North Georgia Mountains. So if you see yourself looking for real estate up here, I'm your homegirl, and I'm happy to help.